Well, in this one, we'll look at some finds. I had to do a bunch of other stuff. I just bought a truck, and how I paid for it, I had paid up New York life policies, and I cashed one in for its cash value and got the money and bought the truck. That's how I did it. And now I don't have a truck payment, and I can go farther. But it took a while. You know, you have to call them places, and you go through this automated thing, and you have to get to the right place. It took 20 minutes on the phone for me just to get to talk to the right person to do it. But I got it all done, and I'm going to go look for arrowheads, but it's way later in the day. I'm 6 hours behind on making a video. So I filmed some old stuff that I found, some exceptional finds and some good finds, and just kind of looked at some stuff I found years ago on my channel and talk about it a little. Hope you enjoy. Well, I'm at my mom's, so I'm going to film some of my finds. A lot of these crocs I dug. These are really rare ones here. They're G. Hire, dealer in dry goods and groceries, Bearsville, Ohio. These two small ones back here, I dug both of them on one dump. Here's a big stenciled one that's real nice. It's perfect. I dug that on a dump. There's the Alex Martin Hannibal, Ohio croc. I dug that one on a dump. He was a shoemaker, made shoes. Here's the Hutchinson croc. It says Matamoros on it. It's New Matamoros, Ohio, where Doug's store's at. I dug that one on a dump. And there's a Conrad salt glazed croc from New Geneva, Pennsylvania. Found it like 3 feet off this one. These are nice, huh? They're little ones. We'll go look at some other stuff. These are some of the crocs, and here's more of them I've dug down here. I bought that one there off Doug, but I dug that James Hamilton and Company, Greensboro, Pennsylvania. That's a beautiful piece. Well, I do this too. I'll show you some more stuff. All right, if you've been following my videos, you know that over the past few months I found an enormous amount of arrowheads. I'll show you some of them in frames. Been finding a lot of stuff. Well, I just didn't stumble onto that place recently. Just didn't have the time, you know, with life and all the other stuff going on, to go dig 600 hours like I did in the past, like, couple months. Prior to being able to do all the digging, I looked at some and found some surface finds and did a little bit of sifting. Had all kinds of other stuff to do, like dump digging videos. Well, now these are items that I found in there leading up to me going in and digging it. Found this one laying out on a beach. That's a Brush Creek Chert, big sandy, real old piece, and just beautiful. It was just in the sand with, you could see the outline of it buried. Right in there where all these big sandy broad bases came from recently. The nice ones, some of them were fluted, and see how this one has the basal thinning on it. That's a nice one too. And made of Brush Creek, a local chert. It makes it kind of desirable. Here's one from there. Just about that much of the tips restored. And I had it, you see how nice it looks. It's that Flint, see, with the rust on it. Right in there, look at that one. Just classic big sandy. And you saw it. They were coming out with these serrated Amos points. This stuff's with them. Look at that smoker. Look at that bevel. Here's another one. Say, these are old points. Real ground base. And this one's almost a cross between an Amos and a big sandy. Right in with the big sandies. And look at this thing. You saw some of them lances. Look at this. That's real. Look at the grinding. You can see it. It's polished heavier than anything you've ever seen. Clear up to there, and look at the chipping on this and the resharpening in that kind of triangle cross section. I'd say this is some kind of transitional paleo piece. You saw all the other stuff. Now you see why I was digging there. And there's other stuff, there's other serrated points and stuff, but this is the stuff that caught my attention, this old looking stuff. And I wondered what was around it. And you see what I stumbled on if you've been watching my videos. I'll show you next. Well, I had to do all that New York life stuff, I'm done, but you see, what finding those artifacts I had laying out on that bench, those are very interesting, nice pieces. So that's why I went back and spent the time in that spot, because of what I found. That lancy looking thing, the big early looking big sandies. And I just got onto a treasure trove of artifacts, and look, another new shovel. But that was 600 hours of digging, and I looked, I got enough to fill another frame like this and a couple more frames of tools, plus I got all stone tools everywhere. It was a good run, and you see how I kind of did it. I went to where I found the nicest points, laying out and looking around with minimal sifting, and got onto a treasure trove. Doesn't always work like that, but you usually find a good bit of stuff when you spend as much time digging as I did. And I got this piece out here. I was going through Sardis, it's a small town, and this is probably old Avon, but it was only $4. And they have old bottles and stuff in there, and sometimes I've got, over the past year, probably 3 things from my personal collection there for $10 or under. That's pretty cool if you collect arrowheads. Look at it sitting with your collection. Looks cool. $4. And hope you enjoy. I'm going to eat some stuff, and I'm going to go over to the river here with my sifter. And these, you can order these right on Amazon. And the big plus, they're like, you don't get wore out. I wouldn't use anything else. I recommend what I use. These are industrial dishwasher trays. You can see the brand's TRAEX Volrath. And they're just perfect. I think 2 of them. See, I'm getting a little damage here, but it's still all good. Nothing will go through it. And I really just beat it up. I did 600 hours worth of sifting just in the last 2 months. And I've had this one for years. It's the best thing you can ever use. The surface area to look is just right. It's just the best sifter I've ever used. Later. Well, here's a bonus clip for you. Here's a point that Keith Etchison guy, right, that much is missing, restored. And this is like a Garth Slaw type point, if that's how you say it. I don't know. Don't find much stuff like this. That's why I got it restored. Look how cool it is, off that same shoreline where I found all them big sandies and stuff. And these are old points too. That's something, man. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Well, since I had that lid off that case, here's a point type I don't find many of. I found this one in Marshall County, West Virginia. It's a Jack's Reef pentagonal. I'd like to have some more of these. That's a beautiful point. It's the only one I found on video on my channel. I was happy to find that just because of the rarity of it. I just don't find these. That's nice, huh? Thought I'd show you. I just grabbed this to show you. Look at all these points. I found these all on video. Look at this nice one. You know, after I look at that, I'd say it's mid-archaic. It looks like a dovetail kind of. I got that right, got up on the shore, got out of my kayak and found this by a log in like the first or second screen of the day. And right around it on the same shoreline, that's an antler pressure flaker. It washed out of a midden, and I found it laying. Actually, I think I sifted that in my sifter. And look at all these other ones. That's from the same shoreline. That might be some kind of Hopewell. It's Flint Ridge. There's some nice looking stuff. There's a big variety of stuff up the river. It's hard to tell what'll come out. That's beautiful, huh? It's big. Now I'm heading into Walmart to get more pet supplies. I had to come over here yesterday and get a shovel. I'll break another Walmart shovel, but I did 600 hours of digging on it. I'll get back. This is all I had to get. Tidy cat, and I got them some dinner. They are run out, so I gotta come over here. Even 3 cats gets expensive. Imagine that poor dude down at the car lot. He said in that video he has 56 now, plus that's not counting really, I don't think, the ones outside he's feeding out here, the feral ones. So this ain't nothing, folks. And it's hard to keep up on all this. The stuff's expensive. This will be close to $25 just for this. Well, say, snap the handle, and there's the one before about in the same place, and you know you saw the rock wall. I'm prying them rocks up off, and some of them are 400 pounds, and I go through the shovels. I did 600 hours of digging with artifacts, and all these artifacts on that table I showed you in them frames I found with this shovel till it broke, so who cares if it broke. Here, folks, got little boy's litter all cleaned out. Taking care of cats, if you have multiples, a big job, kind of. Just, you know, the litter box just for him. I got to replace it, and, you know, they take a lot of work. They have to be brushed, and look at this little guy there. He's worth it. He's worth the time. See you guys later. Amos is doing good.